Bayh.
Thank you all very, very much. Well, thank you very much for joining me here this morning to give our special guest a warm Hoosier welcome. And thank you for taking time on a beautiful weekday to come out and help us chart a better course for the United States of America. Now, since you've been good enough to come out and join us this morning, I figured we'd start the day with some good news. In 5 short months, the Bush administration will be done, gone, finished forever. Now that is, of course, unless we were to elect Barack's opponent, in which case we'd have 4 more years of what we've had. And America can do better than that, and that's why we're here this morning, to make sure that we do better than that. I want to thank Senator Obama for coming back to Indiana today because, frankly, for a general election for president, it's a very unusual thing. We haven't had a fall campaign for president that's really been contested in our state for 60 years. Since Harry Truman's famous train went back and forth across Indiana several times. Over the last 6 decades, the Republican nominee has more or less taken us for granted, saying, well, the Hoosiers will vote for me no matter what. And that's kind of been John McCain's approach. Over these same 60 years, the Democratic Party nominee has too often written us off, but not Barack Obama. This is Senator Obama's 42nd visit to our state. We're going to be stopping in Portage later on. He's got 18 field offices, dozens of paid staff with more on the way. He's run hundreds of commercials. I was kind of amused 2 weeks ago when Barack and I went over to Purdue and West Lafayette, and the McCain campaign was asked for a response. They had to have somebody from Michigan call. They didn't even have somebody in the state of Indiana. Now look, Barack Obama is here with us today because he cared enough to come. He wants to listen to us. He's going to listen to us, understand our challenges, and work together to propose practical solutions to the problems that we face. That's the kind of president America needs, and that's the kind of president the state of Indiana will support this November. He's here today to focus on one of the most pressing challenges of our time, our energy challenge. It's something that affects every middle-class family, making it harder to make the family budget work. And it's going to affect our nation in profound ways for generations to come. Our national security, our economy, our finances, the global environment. And yet, as profound as this issue is, for the last 7.5 years, we've made virtually no progress whatsoever. Think about this. We're more dependent today on imported oil than we were on 9/11. 7 long years since that attack should have been a wake-up call for our government, a clarion call to action. Virtually nothing has been done by the Bush administration. We can do better than that, and with Barack Obama as our president, we will. Boone Pickens, an oil man, made billions of dollars in the oil industry, is on television these days, pointing out the fact that if trends continue the way they have, over the next 10 years, the American people, all of us in this gymnasium here today and across our great country, we're going to ship to the rest of the world $10 trillion of American money, the largest transfer of wealth in the history of the world. $10 trillion. That's money that ought to be in our pockets, strengthening our families, being invested in America, in new businesses, new jobs, new industry. We can do better than that. And with Barack Obama as president, we will. The time has come for a new Declaration of Independence. Today it needs to be a declaration of energy independence, and that's what Barack Obama has proposed. He's got good ideas to deal with the price of gasoline at the pump today, providing every middle-class family with a $1,000 energy rebate. It's really a tax cut for middle-class families to help offset the pain caused by those high prices at the pump. He's proposed doing something that Bill Clinton did to good effect, releasing some of the Strategic Petroleum Reserve. When Bill Clinton tried it back in 2000, it worked within a matter of weeks to bring prices down at the pump, alleviating the distress of American motorists. But that's not all Barack Obama's going to do, because he's being candid with the American people. Unfortunately, there are no quick fixes to this challenge. We need to think long-term as well. So he's proposed investing in a new generation of vehicles that will get more miles to the gallon, built by American workers right here in Indiana and elsewhere across the Midwest. He's going to diversify our energy sources to get us away from petroleum altogether, focusing on wind power and solar power and a new generation of biofuels grown by America's farmers. Wouldn't it be better for our country to give these dollars to American farmers than sheiks and Hugo Chavez down in Venezuela? That's what Barack Obama proposes. Now, of course, none of this is going to happen. The 5 million jobs he's proposed to create in green energy, offsetting the imports from Saudi Arabia and Venezuela over the next 10 years, that's how much we can save. Just think what that would do for our country. None of this, unfortunately, is going to happen unless we change the gridlock, the dysfunction, the broken nature of Washington, D.C. That place is not working for us anymore, and that must change. Our current president ran for the nation's highest office, promising us that he would be a uniter, not a divider. Well, didn't quite work out that way, now did it? It's about time we had a president who not only said it, but meant it, and Barack Obama will. We've had too much strident ideology instead of a focus on practical results. We've had too much of a focus on partisan gain rather than moving the American people forward. We need a breath of fresh air in Washington, D.C. Now, Barack Obama's opponent, John McCain, is not a bad man. But he is badly mistaken when he has embraced the Bush and Cheney economic policies. And he is badly mistaken when he has embraced their energy policies. Someone was telling me this morning that Senator McCain yesterday was saying that his solution to America's energy challenge was to drill, drill, drill. Well, it sounded a lot like my dentist to me. Look, even Arnold Schwarzenegger, the Governator, who's known as being a fairly straight shooter, says that drilling alone is not the answer to America's energy challenge. Boone Pickens, the billionaire oil man, says that we can't drill our way to energy independence. It's going to take more than that. And Senator McCain is wrong to embrace the Cheney-Bush energy strategy. His proposal contains virtually nothing for renewable fuels and a $4 billion tax cut to big oil companies. He has his priorities exactly reversed. He opposes Senator Obama's call for a $1,000 energy rebate for middle-class families because he's concerned that it would affect big oil company profits. Well, I say the time has come to have an American president who would put middle-class families first instead of big oil company profits. And that's the kind of president Barack Obama will be. Barack understands that if we're going to make progress on energy or anything else, the time has come for America not to be divided any longer into red states and blue states, but instead to be united as 50 red, white, and blue states with a common cause and a common destiny that we need to begin to working on together once again.